please make sure that you have 3 pillows ready and available near your space. I'm going to allow people to trickle in for just the next few minutes. So we'll start, let's call it 8:18. We'll start off. We are going to get started here this morning. Welcome, my name is Mrs. Czyz. I teach in the kinesiology department. I am a certified yoga instructor and I teach the yoga class on campus as well as sports medicine. And I also coach on campus as well. I coach track and cross country. So it's really nice, welcome. Really nice to meet you and I'm really excited that you guys are here this morning. The goal of today's practice is to really stretch and move into a pose and find a position where we're challenging ourselves a little bit when it comes to the stretching aspect, but we're still comfortable at the same time. So I invite you to make sure that you have 3 pillows for today's practice. They're going to help us in the stretching component. And I welcome you and ask that you please find a comfortable position laying down on your back. We'll begin. My lights are going to stay on, but please make sure that your lights are off just so that it's a nice, comfortable space for you. And as you make your way to your back, you'll align the spine, drawing your shoulders down and away from your ears. You'll lift the hips and gently place them back down on the floor, extending the legs and relaxing to the point that your toes turn out. Your hands will come to your side with your palms facing up. And when you're ready and comfortable, gently close your eyes. And I have a song for you this morning that I'd like for you to reflect on. It's a song by India Arya called I Am Light. And I'll pause for a moment to allow you to reflect on India's message. I invite you to take a moment to think of an I am statement for yourself. A phrase, a word that you'll come back to throughout the week to remind yourself of something that you're proud to be or something that you want to become. I am strong. I am intelligent. I am courageous. Once you've settled on a phrase, we'll take a large, deep inhale, filling up our lungs completely. We'll open our mouth, exhale, releasing all tension within the body. One more time, fill up the lungs, inhale. Open the mouth, exhale. Release. Allow your breath to return to its natural state. And I ask that you bring your knees into your chest, and you'll roll over to your favorite side. And as we begin today's movement, you'll use that top arm to push yourself up and into a seated position. Coming into crisscross applesauce. You'll gently fold over the front portion of your legs, lengthening the spine, bringing the forehead towards the floor. And keep your sit bones on the ground. And pause. Allow yourself to release. And we rise the chest just slightly and we walk it over our left thigh, lengthening the right side of our torso. Going as far as we can and then gently bringing the head towards the floor. Our sit bones remain on the ground. We rise the chest just slightly and we walk it over to the opposite side, reaching as far as we can, and then gently bringing that head towards the floor. When we rise the chest, we come back to center and rise up and into our seated position. Throughout today's practice, we're going to be using pillows as props. These are intended to enhance our pose. They're not going to correct our pose in any way. And the goal of it is to help you feel a great stretch while being comfortable. So if the pillows do not enhance how comfortable you feel, please remove them at any point. You do not need to use them. They're just aids in our practice. What I'm going to do is place the pillows directly behind my sit bones here. You can either do 2, 3, 1, none, whatever's comfortable. I'm going to extend my left leg out in front of me, and I'm going to bring my right leg down and behind my sit bones. You can have your toes facing the pillows if you'd like, or you can turn your toes out to face the camera if you'd like, just as I'm doing here, whatever feels best. Keep your knees aligned with your hips. Don't allow that knee to pop out, and you'll gently lean back onto the pillows. As you stretch the hip flexor and quad on the front side of that thigh. We'll rise the chest, extend that right leg. We'll set up on the opposite side with our right leg extending out in front of us. Our left foot will tuck underneath that left sit bone. Your toes can point towards the pillows, or you can have them point out to the side. If you find one side is tighter than the other, you can adjust your pillows to accommodate your body's needs. Maybe you need one more, one less. We'll lower the chest, lower the back. We'll set up within this pose. We'll rise the chest. We'll extend that leg. And we'll bring the pillows out from behind our back and we'll place them in front of us at this point. We'll roll over our knees, bringing our big toes together. Your knees can stay narrow or they can go wide. And we'll lower our chest onto the pillows, coming into a assisted child's pose. Our arms reach out in front of us. Our forehead comes towards the floor. We pull our sit bones towards our heels as we lengthen the spine, reaching out in front of us. We rise the chest. We move the pillows to the top of our mat. We lift our hips, we tuck our toes, and we'll come into downward facing dog. One of the few down dogs we'll do today. I invite you to move around within this pose. Maybe you walk your dog. You bend your knees nice and deep so that you can stretch those shoulders. Maybe you nod your head yes, and shake it no. Loosen up the back side of your neck. We find stillness within this pose. As we draw our heels towards the floor, we lift the hips up and towards the ceiling, lengthening the back side of our legs. Take a nice deep breath here. Fully exhale as you deepen the stretch. We'll raise that right leg up towards the ceiling and we'll step that foot through our hands. We're going to drop the back knee and we'll untuck the toes. We're going to set up for a pose called lizard. We'll rise the chest, placing the pillows on the inside of that foot. And then we'll lower the chest, coming deep into this lunge by placing our elbows on the pillows. Again, utilizing as many or as little as you need to enhance your stretch. And the chest rises as we place the palms of our hands back on the floor. We'll take our right hand and put it on top of our right knee, and we'll gently, coming to the edge of the outside of that foot, turn the knee out towards the side, opening up the hip just slightly. Bring that knee back to center. Lift the chest even farther, straightening that front leg. We'll rise and reach our hands up and over, forward fold, reaching for the floor. We'll lift the chest. We'll bend the front knee, placing the pillows back at the top of our mat. Our hands meet the floor. We tuck the toes, lift the back knee, step back, downward facing dog. And we'll set up on the opposite side, lifting that left leg up towards the ceiling, stepping it up and next to our hands. We'll drop the back knee, untuck the toes, and we'll set up our pillows just how we'd like them. We'll inhale here, and as we drop into our hip, we'll lower our elbows, exhaling, coming into lizard. We rise, placing the palms of our hands on the floor. That left hand will come to the top of our left knee, and we'll roll the foot to the edge, opening up our hip as our knee drops towards the left side. Bringing the knee back to center, we'll lift the hips, straightening that front leg, reaching up with our arms and forward folding over that front thigh. And the chest will lift, we'll bend that front knee, placing our pillows up at the top of our mat. Our hands will come next to our foot. We'll tuck the toes, lift the knee and step back, coming into downward facing dog. Again, we find stillness within this pose as we draw the heels towards the floor. We lift the hips up and towards the ceiling. Take one inhale here. One exhale. Bend our knees. Our gaze will come to our fingertips and we'll walk our feet through our hands to a seated position. Making our way onto our backs, we'll set up for spinal twist, bringing our knees up and towards our chest, stacking them one on top of the other. Our hands will come into a cactus position, bent at the elbows with the palms facing up. We'll drop our knees to the right-hand side, keeping our shoulder blades on the floor. You can use your right hand to gently press down on the top of your left knee, and your gaze will come towards your left fingertips. Our right hand will remove from the top of our left leg. We'll draw the knees back to center. We'll allow them to drop to the opposite side, keeping our shoulder blades on the floor. And using that left hand to gently press down on the knees. Our gaze will come to our right fingertips this time. We release the knees, bringing them back up and into center. We take our arms and we squeeze at the shins, giving ourselves a nice big hug. And we'll release, setting up in the pose that we began this practice in, corpse pose, making our way onto our backs. We align our spine, lifting our hips and allowing the legs to come towards the floor. Your toes turn out. Your arms come next to your torso with your palms facing up. And we take this final resting pose, Shavasana, to allow our bodies to thank itself for showing up this morning. I invite you to come back to your I am statement from earlier today. I am strong. I am intelligent. I am courageous. The phrase or the word that you want to be, or that you're proud to be. As you take one final inhale and exhale, you gently close your eyes, allowing yourself to rest. We invite warmth back into the body by taking an inhale and releasing. And we'll gently wiggle our fingers and our toes, keeping our eyes shut. And we'll reach our arms up and over our head like we're just waking up, allowing our body to stretch. We pull our knees back into our chest, and we roll over to our favorite side. And we'll utilize that top hand as an opportunity to push ourselves up and into a seated position. Thank you so much for showing up today, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing you in a few more weeks. We continue to practice yoga. Have a beautiful day.